Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Where in the World. Where are we going to today, Benja?
Paris.
Paris, France. Can you get on your knees again so people can see you? There you go. So, where is Paris? Paris is the largest city in France. It is right on the River Seine. It is one of the largest metropolitan areas in Europe. Do you know how many people live here?
11 million.
11 million! It is one of the greenest cities in Europe and one of the richest cities there as well. So where's Paris on the map? There it is. London's up here, and this is the entirety of France. So some history about Paris. The earliest dates of people living here as early as, what's that?
250.
And what's this? BC.
BC.
And this is where the name Paris came from the Gallic tribe, the Parigi. It came under control of the Germanic Franks, and by 1987, Hugh Capet was elected the King of France, and Paris became the capital. So it was a very important part of French history, but especially so once the Palace of Versailles was built, and we'll get into that a bit later, right, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
But a century later, it was also the site of the French Revolution and the overthrow of the monarchy. This is the beginning of the French Revolution with the storming of the Bastille. And Napoleon also chose to reside in Paris during his reign as Emperor of the French. Oops. Here we go. That's Napoleon Bonaparte, and this is them cutting off their heads during the French Revolution. Do you remember what that's called? Okay. It's a guillotine.
How do you cut off the heads?
Because they didn't like them. That's not very nice, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During the Franco-Prussian War, this is where the Prussians forced the French to sign a treaty, which then humiliated them. And then in World War I, they chose to do this to the Germans, and then they humiliated the Germans. And then it was captured by the Germans in World War II, and then they finally got it back in August of 1944. And Benjamin, what's this?
The Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower. That's the Eiffel Tower being built in the 1800s. And they originally really hated it, like a lot, and now they like it. This is the liberation of Paris in 1944. So it's nicknamed the
City of Light.
Yes, because in the Enlightenment, there was a lot of thinkers within the city, and it was one of the first cities to adopt street lights. And somebody actually had to go around every single night lighting them with fire. It's one of the biggest tourist areas in Europe, and the neighborhoods are actually organized clockwise, starting from the center. So they all start right in the middle, and they go around like this. So here's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They go like that, and they're called arrondissements. So some things to do. You can go to the Place de Concorde, which is where the guillotine, where they chop people's heads off, was placed during the French Revolution. You can go to the Bastille, where the people of Paris stormed it to start the French Revolution. The Champs-Élysées, which I'm going to show on the next page. Here's the Champs-Élysées. This is what the Bastille looks like now. It's really nothing thrilling. I was very excited to go there, and there was nothing there. You can go to Montmartre, to the Louvre, to the Eiffel Tower, to the Notre Dame Cathedral, which is currently being rebuilt after the fire last year, and Hotel des Invalides, which is where Napoleon is buried. This is the Notre Dame before the fire. This is the Louvre. And then finally, we have the Palace of, can you say that? Versailles. And it was built to house the French nobility. It is a very, very large palace. Over 700 rooms, 67 staircases. The gardens are 800 hectares, 200,000 trees, 50 fountains, and all of the walls are painted in gold. And here's some pictures of the Palace of Versailles. It's a pretty nice palace, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big house. Did you know that that's where the king lived?
Really?
Yeah. Anyways, that's all we have for you today. So thanks for joining us for Where in the World, and have a happy Easter. Say bye, Ben.